Hi everyone, Dave here. Thanks for joining me for this first episode. In this first episode, I'll be speaking to Ben Wilcock. Ben's a media creator and outdoors enthusiast. He runs a channel on YouTube called Wilderness Ways. He's completed a hike along the Yorkshire Wolds Way across 4 days. And Ben's recently took part in a weekend of wild camping, backpacking and hiking up in Glencoe, Scotland. So it's going to be really interesting to sit down, get to know him better, get to know what it was like on a few of his experiences, and get his take on what it's like to run a YouTube channel whilst being a media creator. So with that, let's introduce you to Ben Wilcock from Wilderness Ways.
Do you like hiking, backpacking and wild camping? I'm Ben Wilcock and this is Wilderness Ways. Follow me as I learn along the way, from making gear purchases, doing multi-day hikes, improving my own health and well-being, meeting, hiking and learning from others, and mixing it all with my love of media creation. Subscribe to continue along with me on my journey.
Right, here we go. Ben, welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
We are on. Introduce yourself if you would for me.
I'm Ben Wilcock. My channel's Wilderness Ways. I've been running it for about a year now, yeah. And I just like going out and doing hikes and like just recording the stuff that I've done and putting videos together. So yeah.
Happy days. Well, do you know what? People have probably just watched that introduction video, and they've been like looking at Ben from Wilderness Ways, and then he's just come on the screen, and he did have a massive beard, and now he's got no beard.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be the case, but because obviously we spoke, and I thought, well, he shaved his beard off, and it's no big deal. It is what it is. But why did you shave the beard off?
It was to help with my asthma really and stuff, and like with all this virus and that going on.
Oh yeah. I
didn't want to, be catching any germs in the beard and stuff. And like, I've just like upped all my medication, and like the way I take it, I've got this bloody mask thing. I've got to like take it through this.
Is that like for asthma or something like that?
Yeah. So like with the beard, it was like not getting the proper seal on it and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I can understand that, to be honest. How long does it take to grow that beard back to that length? Because I've got no beard really at the moment. You know, my beard can grow relatively large. Since starting this YouTube thing, the beard's gone, but my beard can grow pretty long as well. How long does it take you?
I think that was about a year, because you could actually see, if you watch my first YouTube video to the last one, and like the year progress, like my beard was really short in the first video, so yeah, it took about a year to get to that length. But I had it before that as well and shaved it off previously, but like I don't know why, because I hate being clean shaven.
You see, it's
definitely coming back.
I think because I was in the army so much for quite a long time, it's for me being sort of having this length of beard is lovely for me. I hate being clean shaven all the time.
Yeah. Well, I work in a freezer as well, so like it's absolutely freezing on your face. So
but that keeps it warm. Have you been off work?
Yeah, obviously like with all this going on and my asthma and that, I know that I'm like, in one of the risk categories, because I've suffered from chest infections quite a lot in the past and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I just seem to be real prone to them. Like since being young, like when the weather changes and it gets cold, I always seem to like get a chest infection. So I've had to make the decision myself to be off work to keep myself safe. But at that cost, I'm getting no money whatsoever at the moment.
Well,
I've got no letter or anything, to back myself up.
Well, that was the same for me, really. I mean, I took a week off before we all got stood down anyway, so that was unpaid. But hopefully, like you say, that this government thing will come in and everyone will be able to get some sort of payment throughout this time, and it'll hopefully doesn't start to get too tough for people.
It's going to be affecting everyone different ways, isn't it? So
absolutely. Another thing people probably notice about you, which I did as well, and I actually don't know because I haven't asked you the question, is you've got a lot of tattoos.
Oh yeah.
I'm a man with a tattoo myself. It's not a great one, and I probably wish it doesn't exist. And my fiance will probably tell you that as well. But talk to us about your tattoos. What do they mean? Like, because they're all over. I mean, they're all over your videos as well. So
they don't really mean much. I just get like random ideas sometimes, and I think yeah, that'll be good, and then I end up getting it tattooed. Like I don't know what I could show you. I'll show you in a minute, but like with anything, when I get into something, I get like super obsessed with it. So like, as you can see, I got obsessed with tattoos, and like now I haven't really got any skin left. But yeah, my biggest tattoo is my back piece. But I had it done over like 4 years.
Blimey.
Like, and I just kept going back like every now and then, and I think I can't remember how much I spent on it, but like all my tattoos combined, I've spent over £10,000.
Well, do you know what? My tattoo didn't cost anywhere near that amount of investment. My tattoo was probably about 4 minutes and cost a total of about £40 in Blackpool at the age of 18. So yeah, it's yeah. Anyone that follows your channel and will see the Instagram and stuff like that, or see all your tattoos, and it was something that interested me. Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll try and spin around and show you my back, because like this is the one I'm most proud of. But I'll just have to take my headphones a second.
What is it? Finding Nemo?
Yeah, it's like, you know, the big shark.
Oh yeah.
Can you see it properly?
No, I can see it. Yeah. What's that about? Is that another one without much of a meaning, or?
No meaning. I just wanted a shark and a sunken ship on my back.
Do you know my dad's got a tattoo of randomly on his back for some reason, Jack Sparrow. I don't know why. A bit random, but
all of them are quite random. They're like, there's just like a bat.
Creative though, isn't it?
Yeah, like there's a rat with some cheese. I don't know, just all random stuff.
So, I guess one question I've got really to kick this all off is in regards to, like, of all the things, you know, that you chose to do in your spare time, you know, obviously your work as well.
Yeah.
There's many things you could have chosen that are far less physically and mentally challenging, and far more cost effective. Why hiking?
Well, I live in Hull now, and like Hull is like, it's just flat. There's no hills or anything here, and like to get around anywhere, like anywhere of interest, you've got to like get in a car and go somewhere. But like, I'm from Scarborough, and like when I lived there up to like probably 14 years ago when I left there, like I'd walk everywhere, and like you could get like somewhere really fast, and you know, like be on a trail or on some cinder tracks, or you'd be like down the beach and stuff. And like,
I was going to say, Scarborough must be near the beach, really.
Yeah.
You get down there for a hike.
I loved like walking and that, like when I was younger, and like moving here and stuff. All that just went away, and I'd be sat on my ass playing computer games and stuff when I finished work. And then like, yeah, over a year ago, so like just out of nowhere, I like decided to like invite these mates from work like back to like a place just outside of Scarborough called Caton Bay.
Right.
And it's a really nice secluded bay, and I used to go there a lot when I was younger. And I think how I got back into all this filming and like wanting to do the hiking and stuff is we like walked down this cliff to this bay, and we like spent like all day there, like right into like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were down there,
Yeah.
and I'd like film some little bits just on my phone, and like when I come back, I made a video of them, and it got me thinking about how much I like doing it, and like I'd done stuff like that in the past, but walking back up that cliff, I was in such a bad state. I couldn't breathe. I was just feeling rubbish.
With asthma as well, you know, it can only help that out. Do you know what I mean?
And I was working a night shift at that point, and like I'd been doing it for like a year, and I was just feeling super drained. My diet was crap. I wasn't eating. Like in the summer, I was getting no sleep because it was obviously like so bright outside and kids playing. And, like I try and sleep in the day and then work all night, but I ended up just like feeling so rubbish. I took some time off work, and I was gonna go back, and I actually went in, and like before I started any work, I went and saw the manager and said, I'm feeling no better than I did when I went off a week ago.
Right.
And I said I'm gonna get myself into the doctors, so I did, like, and they checked my blood pressure and stuff, and it was through the roof, and they said that I was like at risk of having a stroke.
And what was the reasons behind that?
I still don't know. I got sent to hospital, and they checked me out, and they checked all my blood and stuff, and my blood pressure came down, but I got sent to like a specialist, and they did all these tests on me, like, and they said like I'm not like diabetic or like at risk of anything, and like they just, I've never been told like why it's high, but I'm on like medication for it for life now to keep it down.
Right.
But that like kind of scared me, and like that's like wanting me to like push with this hiking, because like really like to get fit, the only thing that I like is walking.
Do you know what? It's one of the best ways, because it's really long duration, steady state exercise. You know, that's using pretty much all your body. So, in terms of like trying to improve that sort of thing, then it's ideal. Really, just costly if you want to do it right.
Yeah. Then I got obsessed with it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, when you start getting obsessed with it, then you start delving deeper into the amount of kit that hikers buy and stuff, don't you?
I've changed so much already. It's ridiculous.
I wanted to have a quick chat about your channel as well, because have you done this? Have you done this sort of thing, like the camera work and stuff like that? You just mentioned that, like, you went with your mates and picked some of that back up. Did you? Have you done that? You say you've done that before. Did you like study that sort of thing?
I didn't really study it. Like I'd always like been interested in media and stuff. Like I think it started like way back from like probably like 1995 and stuff. Like I used to be a skateboarder, and like all the guys and that, they'd make their own skate videos and stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
And I was just real interested in that. And like I think in 2005 I made my own DVD. Like I had like a crappy computer set up and stuff, and like Jackass and all that was quite big back then. And I was just like filming like daft little skits and stuff. But I ended up like I've still got the DVD disc now. It's I made like this film. It's like probably 60 minutes long, and I called it like Reptilian Beast. It's all just daft skits and stuff. And
do you know what? It could be if you're stuck for a YouTube video, it could be the next one.
Yeah, Reptilian Beast. It
could always be the next one, Reptilian Beast.
And then after that, like I went to America in 2008 for like 2 months.
Wow, yeah.
To follow this band that I like around. So like me and my missus, like we just like rented cars and stuff and followed them and stayed in motels and that. But I filmed all that, and like I put all the clips of that together and like just added music to it. So like none of it's got any talking or anything.
Yeah.
Like, because like, I want that confident talking in front of the camera or anything, but it's like I've got all them memories from way back then. Like I've got like if you're really clever, you could probably snoop around and find my old YouTube.
Right. No, to be honest, I remember you telling me, you told me that the other day, and to be honest, I haven't looked into it. But now you've said it again, I probably after this, I probably might. Yeah, absolutely. Well, also in regards to like your channel. I first came across your channel, and it's one of those situations on YouTube, because I create content as well as many other people. Yeah. It's one of those situations where at this stage, after watching you for like quite a while now, and the stuff that you do, I forgot when I first started watching it. Can't remember. Do you know what I mean? It's you get to a point where someone goes, "So when did you start watching, Ben?" And you're like, "I don't know." It's sort of like these things sort of just come along.
It blows into one, yeah.
But I've sort of seen over the time, from watching, you know, Ben from like, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Like to Ben now. There's a lot of stuff. Like,
I wish I had more content, but it's hard to get out all the time. And like, I've been out on trips, and like, I'm weird. Like, I won't film something, or like, I won't want to put a video out unless I think it's like a really good trip. You know, that's like that like demands a video.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I'm the same. I don't really like putting out content that's like of no use to anyone.
Yeah.
But I saw back in the first sort of videos I started watching of yours was when you started hiking the Yorkshire Wolds Way over that 4-day period. And I noticed you did it solo. It was like a solo hike over 4 days. I can't remember if they were all to sort of sequential days, one after the other, or not.
No, but there was a lot of gaps in between them. But yeah, I can go into that if you want.
What was it like hiking solo for the first time? If that was sort of the first time you'd started sort of hiking, how was it hiking solo, being with yourself, nobody else around?
It didn't feel that weird really, because like in the past I'd always just like go for long walks by myself and just like go somewhere. So it was really just like that, but extended. And like, I'd been on the Yorkshire Wolds like quite a few times, like, and walk sections, you know, like just with my dog and stuff, like a lot of sections near the South Cave area. So I'd done that loads of times, and I'd seen all like the signs and stuff. And then like,
is it local to you then?
Yeah, like It's weird because like I was saying, I'm from Scarborough, but now I live in Hull. But that trail like runs from Hull, like Hessel in Hull, like it starts under the Humber Bridge.
Yeah, I've seen the Humber Bridge before.
Yeah. And it runs all the way to Filey, and then only 15 miles on is Scarborough. So it was really like walking from like my new home to like my old home.
Where you used to live, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and I saw a little bit on that video as well that you mentioned there's 2 routes to do. I saw there was two routes to do, like a high tide or a low tide route.
Yeah, that's like right at the beginning on the foreshore, because you start under the Humber Bridge.
Yeah.
And you're walking down like the River Humber, and that's like, because it meets up with the sea, it's all tidal, so the tide's always coming in and out, and you know, like the river's like going in and out.
Yeah.
So like depending what time of day you hit it, sometimes you'll have to take a high tide route, and like you cut through like a village called Ferriby.
Okay.
But if it's out, you can carry on like up the foreshore and then like cut through some woods. But like I said on my video, I find that way a lot prettier, because like otherwise you wouldn't hit that first bit of woodland and, you know, get like the first taste of all like the greenery and stuff.
Yeah, there seemed like there was a lot of hiking across fields and crops and all that sort of countryside type of stuff, and it looked good, to be honest with you. It looked like a nice hike.
It's not the most demanding of trails, but yeah, like for my first one, it was like.
But even if you was a beginner, that's a good hike to recommend to someone.
Yeah,
over
definitely.
a few days. Did you get ill in that trip? I see with your asthma, and in that trip, I noticed you sort of started to feel it after a few days. I think it was like the second day or something like that.
Yeah, it was the second day. I started coughing and stuff, and I was just feeling rubbish, and I felt like I couldn't like put the effort in. So I got picked up again. I got picked up like every night. I'd finished these walks, by the way. But yeah, I got picked up, and I got into the doctors, and I'd got a chest infection then, so I had to go on like tablets and like get rid of that, because it like I get a chest infection and it starts me, you know, wheezing with my asthma and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
and it just knocks me for six all the time. So like it really got me down, you know, that I couldn't get back out there the next day. So I think it was like a week before I got back out there again for the next time to do the third day.
The third and fourth day, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was like a week gap, and then I got out and did the third day, and then I got picked up after that, and then I can't remember how long after that. I waited till I had some time off work again, and completed the fourth day. But like the fourth day, I went out there like in kind of a different mindset. Like I've been carrying all my gear and everything for the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Like all my tent and everything. Like really, like I was just seeing what it was like, you know, to carry like gear like that over them kinds of distances.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a good idea if you're starting out to sort of pack your bag as you would. You know,
but on that last
if you were
day,
going out hiking to camp.
I went out with just a day sack with like just a waterproof jacket and that, and like having stuff that light, it just felt like so much easier and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped guide me towards like where I am now. But like, yeah, on that last day, I ended up like completing like 30 miles and like finishing the thing. So.
Well, I think people in general, when I see them out, you know, I see them out in the hills all the time. People in general tend to take too much stuff, even on a day hike.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
The amount of times that I've been to, you know, Snowdonia and just been hiking up Snowdon for just the day, or even around anywhere in the lakes or even the Peak District, you see people with tons of kit, and you know, for if you're going back to either camp at a campsite or you're going back to either, you know, your house, like you need next to no kit to go on a day hike, and people are carrying bags and they're sweating and panting at the end of it, and it becomes like unenjoyable. Do you know what I mean?
That's what it is. At the end of the day, for me, like going like the light route that I am and like doing all that, it's like it's just about being comfortable when you're out there, really.
Well, that's it. And even for me, the latest hike that I went on a hike a lot across the Peak District, which we've spoke about before, and even I'm realising that I like, part of me, because I train a lot as well, I quite like to have a little bit of weight, but it is grinding when you're trying to enjoy it, and especially if you couple in the trying to make a YouTube video or something like that, or
I can
make
see
some
it
sort of
being
content.
like beneficial, like if you are like going out and back and you do want to carry that weight, but like I want to get into, you know, like doing multi-day things where I'm out there for a long time, so like carrying as little as possible and stuff that's as light as possible is like going to benefit me in that way.
Well, that's
and then like there's the benefit of like your gear, so like you can carry more food and stuff.
Well, that's it. And also, like, you know, on this last trip, even though it was only for 24 hours, it was all 48 hours that I was out. You start to think, well, do I actually need to take that? Because do I need to take all this water? Because I'm so close to a town, and actually I'm going to, like, you know, this town on the way. I can just fill it up there. You know, I don't need to take enough as if I'm going across the Sahara Desert. Do you know what I mean?
And like, honestly, like, here with our climate and stuff, and like you're not going to be that far away from water a lot of the time, and you can always get some. And like I carry the filter with me and stuff now, so like
well, that's a big deal, isn't it?
And like get water from any water source, really.
Cool. Well, also, I mean, during those videos, I saw a point along those 4 Yorkshire Wolds Way videos that at one point you're sort of giving some advice on the amount of negative feedback that you've been getting from people. And, you know, as I was watching it, I was sort of feeling for you. I was thinking, do you know what? Everyone's got this fear of, like, of getting negative feedback from people. Like, what did you sort of think when all that was going on?
A lot of it, like, it was from people who aren't even in the know. And, like, it was like I was going back to work and stuff, and people like, oh, you're not done it yet, or like, oh, how come you haven't camped once and all this, or like,
I've never been on a hike in my life.
Yeah, or I'd get stuff like, oh, it was raining, it'd have been way better if you'd have just carried on in the rain. And like, I think I say in one of the videos, like, what's the point in like putting myself through that when I don't have to? I was like just trying to enjoy myself on it and like see what I could really do. But yeah, a lot of the like comments, it wasn't like people like comment on YouTube and stuff. It was like people who aren't in the know, you know, just having the little say on it. And it's like,
yeah,
you need to get out there and do it yourself to have any kind of opinion on it.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, you're willing to put yourself out there. As am I, as is everyone else that does this sort of thing. You know, and those people that don't want to do it, don't do it. But you can't criticise anyone for doing so. But and you said also, though, that regardless of the negative stuff, there seems to be a lot of positive stuff coming from
definitely.
other hikers, communities online, groups of people. What sort of support have you had from people like that?
It was weird, like straight away when I started doing that, and it was like my first long hike, and like I've been talking to like people, you know, like on Instagram and stuff, like back and forth, but like people like are really respecting that, like Impala and that, like Impala on trail. Like I've been talking to him, and like that dude's just crazy. He's hiked so many miles. And,
he is sort of a no shit talking sort of guy.
And like I look up to him so much, and then like he was like being like real positive towards me and stuff, and I'm like, these are the dudes that opinions matter. It's like none of these people like who are just giving me crap, who aren't really like into it or don't know. It's like all these people who are being like supportive and stuff, and then there was like Russ the trail hunter, he's like being like so supportive, like and yourself, and like
I'll try to be best I can.
Jods and that. It's just that the community's so good, like everyone's been so nice.
Well, we're none of us are anything without each other, are we, at the end of the day?
No.
You know, if you see it like that, you know, we're nothing without people that sort of follow us or give us, you know, any sort of props for doing what we're doing and what you're doing. We're nothing without those people. So, you know, it's at the end of the day, we need to support each other because, you know, there's plenty more people out there that will support you than not. So.
It's like usually I'm quite like shy until I get to meet someone and like I come out of my shell a bit. But like over like this past year, I've been trying, you know, put myself out there a bit more and like meet people like that are like going and meeting Impala and Russ and stuff. And like I don't think like not even that long ago I wouldn't really like put myself out there like that. But I think the channel's made me a bit more confident in that way.
No, you can definitely tell that from watching, when I've been watching from those 4 set of videos to now.
Yeah.
That's definitely being the case with yourself. But I also agree. I mean, the reason we're on the first episode of this today is mainly because, you know, of the community aspect and the support aspect of it. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's all well and good communicating via text, via video, where you're the only person that's getting your point across, by social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, you know, but having a two-way conversation, face to face.
You can't beat that, can you?
Well, absolutely not, because, you know, I get to know people like you, you know, or everybody that's watching this gets to know a bit more about you, what you like,
So I mean, it's weird, like, we've never met, but it's just like I've known you for ages. It's weird.
Well, it's just one of those things where we're obviously, you know, there's obviously a deeper connection there than just, you know, 2 guys. We've got the hiking, a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Whilst we've got a lot of things that we're all, you know, we've got our own interests. We've got a lot of things in common for sure. So in the 3rd video, I want to ask you about this. In the 3rd video, at the very end, and you're in the car and you're driving back, your dog made an appearance. I looked at the dog and I thought, the poor little nipper's got one eye.
Yeah.
What's going on?
When we got her, she didn't have one eye. Like when we got her as a pup, we had her and another dog. We had a staffy as well called Joel, and like this is like really early on. She's nearly like 7 now, but. Yeah, we went for a walk on the field, like just like near the back of me, and I threw a stick, and like both dogs went for the stick, and she got it first, and like Joel, our staffy, got real possessive, and he just snapped on the back of her head. he didn't like bite or like into her, but he like just snapped. But the force of like his jaws, it popped her eye out of her head, and it was honestly, it's one of the most horrible things I've ever seen. And like, we had to rush her to the vets, and like, obviously, all sight had gone, so she had to have it removed. But yeah, because like it happened when she was like so young. It's like I don't think she like realizes, and it hadn't like affected her in like any way that I can see.
She still copes well without it, like.
Yeah, she's still absolutely crazy, like.
Yeah, it's I think people watching this will want to know, has it got an Instagram account?
No. I just like put loads of photos of her on my Facebook and stuff, but no, yeah, I never started an Instagram for her.
Yeah. Another one is obviously as more recently this is, to be honest, is your trip to Scotland.
Oh yeah.
So, in your own words, describe to me was that your first experience of Scotland, and if so, what did you think of it?
Well, it was the second time I'd been out with them dudes, Lee Bucko and Ez. Like, I don't know if you'd seen like my old Alport Castles video. That was the first time I'd met them.
No, and, I hadn't. I had seen that video, but I don't think they were in it that much.
No, they weren't in it that much. But yeah, like I wasn't like. I'd just met them for the first time, so it was like a bit weird, you know, like getting to know them and stuff. So
who was it that you went with?
Lee Bucko, Bucko's Adventures, right. and Richard Ezard. He's called Ez Outdoors.
I'll link all these in the bottom as well, so people can see who they are.
They're the two dudes I went up to Scotland with, but yeah, like they was telling me like, oh, it'll blow your mind, and that it's like nothing else, and like. We were like driving up there and stuff, and then like there was all these diversions, and like we got to where like Loch Lomond is, and it was just like so late on the night, and like driving past there and like through Glencoe itself, like, I couldn't see anything. So like I was like in Scotland, and it was like I hadn't had one view yet. So like waking up the next day and like just seeing everything for the first time, it blew me away. Like I couldn't believe like. How much like you just like look around you and everywhere is just like massive mountains, just like mountain ranges going for miles.
You have the same sort of experience. I went in the army. I used to do a lot of cross country skiing and stuff like that in the Alps, and it's the same. We always used to drive to these places. So when we drive to the Alps, we'd be setting off in the morning in like the UK, but not getting there till the dead of night the next day. And so you go to bed just in darkness and wake up surrounded by 4,000 metre high mountains. Not quite as high in Scotland, but not far off. 3,000 foot mountains. So you went with a couple of other guys. I remember I think you recommended someone's video that was meeting you there.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
And I watched that video, and it was like he was tracking a pack of wild hikers.
pack of Englishmen.
Yeah, he was sort of hiking about. Like, I think I can see them. I think I've spotted them over there.
His channel was Behold Scotland, but I think he's changed it now to Scotsman Outdoors.
Oh yeah, I've seen that channel. Yeah, I'll link that below as well.
Yeah, Brian is called. I just talked to him, like on Instagram and stuff on the Messenger, and like. He wanted to like meet up and stuff, so the signal there was so bad, but I told him like the area we were going to be in, and like I think that was the third day when he met us, so we were there for like 4 days. But I just told him like the area we were going to be at, and like we'd like hiked for the full day, and we were like going to look for somewhere to pitch up, and like me and Bucko, we've both got like really like bright orange beanies on.
Yeah.
And like Bucko's was like way oranger than mine, but like you could see him from probably see him from the bloody moon with that on. But that Brian seen this hat and seen these three guys, and he came over to us, and that's like the first time like I'd met him. But like we all set up, like it was Glen Nevis where we were at for that third night, and set up like with like Ben Nevis like in the background and stuff. But
I've been to Glen Nevis before. It's down a really long road. Well, if you hike there, you probably didn't go that way, but it's down a really long road.
Yeah.
It's like a dead end, isn't it? It leads
Yeah,
you to a dead end, and it leads you to a big waterfall.
Yeah, that's what we did. We parked. It was Upper Glen Nevis car park, I think.
Yeah.
And then like walked like the trail and that, and you went past Steel Falls. It was.
That's right. Is that the one with a like a bridge?
Yeah, the cable rope
bridge. Yeah, across to it.
Yeah, we carried on up there, and that's where like he met us, and we just chilled out with him in the tent and that. Like we had that massive tent that Bucko borrowed, and like.
Yeah, I saw that. Looked like some sort of Norwegian style type tent for multiple people.
Yeah, it's the Sierra Designs mountain top. It's like just a real big shelter, but like even that, like the social aspect, like camping in a shelter that big with like everyone in it, like that was a real good experience.
Oh, absolutely, I can imagine. It's again, it's different to what you're usually used to, isn't it? Camping in your own little one-man tent.
Yeah.
So whereabouts did you? What was the reason for you going up there? Did you go up there to complete a specific trail, or?
No, that was the fun thing about it. There was no trail in mind, nothing set. It was just like do what we were doing at the day and make sure we were finding somewhere to camp afterwards. But like the only one thing that like we had planned was like definitely to go up to the Hidden Valley at Glencoe.
Yeah,
that was like the one thing that we were definitely doing. So, yeah.
Would you say that was one of the highlights of the trip then?
Definitely, it was amazing up there. Like just like taking like the trail up there and stuff, and like it's all like hidden, like within the dip. Like there's the Three Sisters, all the mountains, and like it's like nestled in the middle of there, and like. You just like going up and up, and then like it just like opens up to this massive, expansive like flat plateau, and like the mountains either side, and it just all the snow all over that. It just looked amazing. There's some pretty high winds up there as well. The tent nearly went over.
Well, I was going to say that was one of the highest points of the trip. What was either a low point or a challenging point in that trip? Because it looked like the weather was pretty challenging or pretty unpredictable, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like you could say there were low points, but I enjoyed them just as much. It was like like crossing like rivers and stuff, and like on the morning of the fourth day when we were like going back and walking back to like the car to set off to go home, like it was snowing and stuff, and like it was funny because we were all chilling in the tent at night. Like everyone was quiet, and I just came out with, lads, you do realise when we get up in the morning, the first thing we've got to do is this river crossing. And they was like, oh, cheers for that. And like I got up and like I thought I'm not even gonna bother putting trousers on. I just kept my shorts on. I didn't put any socks on, and I just thought I'll just wade right through it, because I know like in a few miles I'll be back warm at a car. So
yeah. So was you just up there for a weekend for 2 days? How long does that take you to get there then? For you?
We were there for 4 days, but like we just wild camped 2 of the nights.
Yeah, you have to be, don't you? If you're going up there, you can't go up there for just a night or something. It's too far.
We got there on a Friday night, and like we were gonna camp, but like it was a storm rolled in. I can't remember which one it was, but it was so windy and it was pitch black. So we ended up calling about like a lot, and we got in a hostel for the first night. But yeah, what was you saying again?
I was saying that how long did you go up there for?
Oh yeah.
Because if you're going up there for anything less than like 3 or 4 days, that's a long way, isn't it?
Because I think like I drove to like Sheffield, where like I met them two, and then like we drove from Sheffield like right up to Glencoe. So like I don't know, it was over 6 hours.
Yeah, no, it's probably further than that for me. I mean, I live down in not too far from Liverpool, and from there it's a heck of a journey to. So I'd love to go there more often. I mean, the Lake District is an hour and a half to 2 hours away, to the North Lake District. But to Scotland, you're adding another 4 hours minimum.
That's why, like, if you do it, you've got to like make the most of it and stay as long as you can, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been up there before. I spent a little while. This is when I was in the army. me and a friend, we went on a week-long trip around sort of Scotland. We went to Glen Nevis, we did Ben Nevis, Fort William, Aberdeen, and like just went all around.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic little trip, just the two of us, and we just hiked and we just wild camped, but not far from the car. I wasn't really into all the wild camping and that back then, but I was into climbing and stuff. So I took a trailer with a load of climbing kit and a kayak. We went kayaking and swimming in Loch Ness.
Yeah. And can't beat being out there, can you?
It was fantastic, yeah. But it is a long way, and there's always, although it was snowing when you was there, I'm yet to visit that place yet, and it not rain. It's not very often you're up there and there isn't some sort of shower or downpour, torrential one at that. But yeah, so what's your current gear list looking like then? Because I know you've just invested in a hefty piece of equipment.
Oh, my tent, are you on about?
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me.
I just I'd been reevaluating like a lot of my stuff and like not going like crazy trying to get stuff like down in weight, but like just getting stuff to like where I'd be comfortable. But yeah, I've still got the two tents. I've got like the MSR Hubber Shield, and like I'll use that, but I'll use it, like if I'm like doing stuff at higher elevation and that, where I'm gonna need like a tent with like the strong pole structure and stuff. But like my Z-Pax duplex, I've got that for like doing these longer trails and stuff, and like things that are like a lower elevation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I saved a long time for that. But like it ended up like costing like £700 by the time I got it into the UK.
By the time it comes over from America, I mean the price is just.
And I've still not slept in it yet. I've set it up outside loads of times, but like I live in quite a rough area, and I'm not chancing sleeping out in it.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is, as well, people will think they're just having away with a cheap tent. You know what I mean? They don't realise the price of some of this stuff, let alone what it's made of. No, I've got. I used to always carry a 2-man tent for like sort of just in case someone wanted to come or just the extra space, but. I've just decided to go for a 1-man tent because it's just saves on the weight, and at the end of the day, if someone's not got their own tent and they're wanting to come hiking, they probably shouldn't come.
That's the weird thing though. Like my MSR Hubber, that is a 1-man tent, but the duplex is a 2-man, but it's like so light, it's ridiculous. But just like that extra room, it's just gonna help, for like just like spreading gear out on a night and just having like more comfortable nights and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I changed loads of stuff over the year. Like I used to have like the Osprey backpack and stuff, and like
I've got an Osprey backpack now.
Yeah, mine was the
45-litre one.
Mine was the Atmos 50, I think it was. But yeah, like I just found like the backpack itself, that was over like 2 kilograms just for the backpack.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't know, it after a while, like I wore it for them 3 days on the Yorkshire Wolds, like, and it just started digging into me and stuff, on the shoulder straps, and then like that's when I ordered the Atom Plus. But like this backpack's just been amazing for me, and it's like it's changed a lot of the way I pack and stuff, and like just like made accessing stuff a lot better because it's like really simple. It's only got like the mesh on the front and like the bottle pockets, and there's a little pocket on the bottom that you can like access snacks real quick. But
I guess the good thing about them packs is that they're fully customizable at the end of the day. The frustrating thing with going to the hiking gear shops, like not to mention any, but like there's a lot out there. They're not really very customizable. At the end of the day, you have to get what you're given and make it work, and that sort of it does sort of the good thing about that is it does sort of force you to think about what you need to take, and it makes you think about how you should pack this stuff, how accessible it needs to be, whether you actually need to take it or not. because you don't have all the extra space, you don't have all the extra pockets and stuff like that.
Like, that's given me a lot of options. Like when I got it, I had like the hip belt on it and stuff, but like I'd hiked with it like a few times with it on, but then I realised like I don't really like use the hip belt pockets that much. So like feel the need of the support of the hip belt, so like I took that off and like ditched that, and like at the moment I've took like it had a supportive frame on the inside of it.
Yeah.
I've removed that and stuff, and like to make it a little bit lighter, and I'm starting to try and pack it, you know, like placing my gear in strategically so it, like it pads the bag out itself.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying that out at the minute, but like when I pack that and like I aren't carrying like loads of food, I'm finding myself even with that 40 litres, I've got like so much room left in it.
Yeah, no, I find that a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is I might make a video on it as well. I'm going to make a video on packing what I pack in the bag, but also opportunities, because there's a lot of opportunities for me to get lighter. I'm holding on desperately to this sleeping bag that I've got because it's like the best sleeping bag I've had, but it's heavy, man.
I switched my sleeping bag out, but the heaviest thing I've got at the moment is my Rab sleeping bag.
No, mine's from Robins Outdoors, and it goes down to like -14. I just like to be warm at night. Do you know what I mean? But -4, I get hot anyway. So -14 is like I've woke up in that sleeping bag, sweating, and I'm thinking I don't need a -14 sleeping bag in this country, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
You know, just because you can just sit in it and just stay warm.
But it's nice, like you'll always have that option, and then like there's nothing stopping you getting a lighter one for like the summer trips and stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll keep my other one for like the winter and stuff, but I'm gonna purchase a quilt and like see how I get along, you know, with quilts.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that as well. I've seen a lot of quilts online and a lot of people using them, and they look pretty. Useful, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, cool. Well, I put on a post on Instagram today as well when I let people know we was going to be doing this, and I asked for some questions to Ben.
You got some, yeah.
But I asked for people to keep them clean, as I didn't know who was going to be watching and who was going to send in questions. So I got 2 questions for the first podcast. We've got 2 questions. The first question was from @Perkins Felicity. Just so you know, that's my fiance.
Yeah.
Nice one, Felicity. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
she said, "Will you ever shave off your beard?" I guess you didn't know who was going to be doing this. And she probably doesn't follow you on Instagram or anything, so I think you've already answered that question.
Yeah, I have, but I'm not planning on doing it again in a hurry. I'm going to grow it back, but I'm going to keep it at like a shorter length. I'm not grow it out as much as I did last time, but I don't like being clean shaven, so yeah, it's definitely coming back.
You know, I found that with mine when it got to a certain length, it just started to get annoying.
Yeah,
unmanageable.
It just got really dry, and like loads of hairs was coming out and stuff, and it just looked like real scruffy. So I'm just gonna keep it at like a medium length.
Yeah, no, I do the same a little bit like this.
Yeah, and I get all the white coming through like real bad.
Dry skin in it. I mean, I moisturise all the time as well, but it's that's a separate issue. We also had another question then from @Hetherington Hikes.
Yeah.
They said, "What was your first trig point you ever tapped out?"
It'll be actually I was gonna say Helvellyn, but like years ago back in college I hiked the Yorkshire 3 peaks.
Yes, yeah, I've done that recently.
Yeah, I did all them like.
So Ingleton. Whernside and Pen-y-Ghent.
Yeah, like it was weird. Like, bloody hell, we're talking like over 20 years ago. That was when I was back in Scarborough, and like when I was into the walking and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like the whole college went. It's quite funny actually. All my class in the college went, and I we were doing it for some kind of charity or something, but
a lot of people do that hike for charity.
Yeah, we got there and we're hiking it with the teachers, and I think we did Inglesborough and Whernside.
Yeah.
And then like the whole like class that I was with, we like got back to this place where like we met the minibus and stuff, and at that time it was like absolutely chucking down, and like everyone else from the class, they called it quits. And then, like, the teacher, like, looked at me and they went, what do you want to go? No, what do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, I'm carrying on.
Well, absolutely.
So, like, I did the last one, like, just me and the teachers. But, like, yeah, I was, like, so, like, unprepared and didn't know what I was doing. I mean, like, I had big boots on and stuff, but I had, like, joggy bottoms on. And, like, by the time I got down, like, they were so wet through, there was, like, I was like struggling, like, to keep them up and stuff.
Do you know what? That's everyone's been there and done that at some stage.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's answered those two questions for those two people. I guess we're probably approaching the end. We've been going a little while, but to finish, I've got a few things just to ask. I guess the first thing is, where is the first place you'll be going once all this is over? The coronavirus is done. Yeah. We've got the confirmation that there's no risk to human life or health anymore. You've just packed your backpack. You're about to plan an adventure. Where's Ben from Wilderness Ways gonna go first?
With it being like on my doorstep and all that, like it's probably gonna end up being the Yorkshire Wolds Way again. But yeah, I'm gonna try and hike it this time, like consecutively and do it all like in however many days it takes, but like stay on the trail.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be the Yorkshire Wolds Way, but I had trips like planned that I've had to cancel and stuff. Like I was really looking forward to getting out on the West Highland Way.
Yeah.
So that will happen again, but I'm just not sure what time, because I had to like book holidays and stuff to like make that work. But
how long do you think it'll take you to do the Yorkshire Wolds Way in one?
I don't know, because like last time I was on it,
2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I had some really late starts, and like obviously this time that I'd be doing it, I want to start really early, and then because I'd be camping on it, I'd be getting up really early, so I'd like to do it in 2 days.
Yeah, you could easily add a couple of hours onto each day for sure.
2 to 3 days, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Another question then from me, finishing off. I've got 3. This is the second. So 3 YouTube creators then, if people are on YouTube and they're watching this, 3 people that you think they should be following right now.
Can it be like anything, even like...
it can be whatever you like. It doesn't have to be hiking. Things that you think, oh man, you should be following them right now.
It will be hiking, but it's like I like follow a lot of the American stuff and that as well. So there's one guy that I love his videos and like all the stuff he's done. He's like someone I really look up to. It's a guy called John Zahorian.
Okay, yeah.
He goes by like John Z, but yeah, like that guy is incredible. Like some of the miles he puts in and like the videos he produces are unreal. But yeah, John Z's one of them. There's another guy called Jupiter Hikes.
Okay, I've not heard of these guys, but I'll definitely have a look after this.
He's a dude from Florida. Like this is actually his artwork on this T-shirt actually.
Oh, nice.
Like all camping gear and that. But yeah, he's puts out some real good stuff. And let me pick a UK one. I don't know. Like I'd say my mate Jod's Harrison, Jody.
Okay, yeah. I know. I follow Jods as well.
Yeah, like even like not just his YouTube, like his Instagram, and like some of the photos that guy takes are unreal. Like you can't see right now, but I've got some of his prints on my wall. But yeah, like he just blows me away with like some of the shots like he gets, like these photographs and that.
They're very natural, aren't they? They're very spur of the moment.
Like he puts a lot of time and effort into what he's doing.
They come across as spur of the moment, but they're actually, many moments waiting for the right opportunity. So, I get what you're saying. Okay, fantastic. Well, what I'll do is those three channels, I'll find out what they are if I don't follow them already, and I'll add them to the link in the description below so people can take a look.
Some good watching that.
And the last and final thing, really, if you could give the audience that's watched this today or is still watching now, just one piece of advice about anything that we've discussed today, what would it be?
Just if you've got something in mind and you've been thinking about doing something as simple as one of these long walks. I don't even think it takes that much planning and stuff. When I did the Yorkshire Wolds Way, basically all I did was download maps on all trails on my phone, and I just went for it. So I'd just say if you're thinking about doing something and you're a bit apprehensive, just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. I mean, the advice I give all the time is that if you've got something on your mind that you want to do, you should just go and do it. As long as it's not going to cause any serious danger to yourself or anybody else.
As long as you know what you're doing a little bit, don't put yourself out in some
don't put yourself at risk or absolutely, totally agree. Well, listen, Ben, I really appreciate you coming on for the first podcast.
Cheers for inviting me.
And it's been great to chat to you. It's been great to get to know you better over the length of this short interview and over the last few days communicating on the phone and via WhatsApp. You are Wilderness Ways on YouTube. You are at Wilderness Ways on Instagram. And on Facebook, you're at Wilderness Ways UK. So I'll link all them in the description below so anyone that's watching this can follow.
Nice.
Ben, any further thoughts for anybody else?
No, just cheers everyone for watching and everyone who's supported so far and anyone new who's going to come along and support. I appreciate every bit of it and people commenting and stuff. I try and get back to everyone. I don't take any of it for granted. People putting the time in just to make them comments and stuff. It just means so much to me and I love creating this content. It's I get as much I get as much it's I get as much excitement and enjoy putting the videos together as I do doing the actual hikes and stuff. So when I put that effort in and then someone I get a real nice comment or something, it really means a lot to me. So thanks everyone. I really appreciate you all.
Well, thanks again to you for coming along and sharing your experiences over some of those hikes and giving that advice out to people. I wish you all the best. I wish you the best for your channel.
Thanks for letting us be your first guest on that.
Absolutely, no problem. We'll have you on again for sure.
Sweet.
And keep hiking, keep doing what you do, and I'll speak to you soon.
You too, man. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.